Dr. Nelva Lee, and you have reached the Victorious Podcast. In today's episode, we will discuss is your superpower wealth or justice or both? So let's discuss first the power to get wealth. In Deuteronomy 8:18 it says, God gives us the power to get wealth. So wealth can be your superpower. You can deploy your wealth into the world to help others. Whether that's here in the West, if you live in the West, or if you live around the world. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It only matters if you're going to use the wealth that you do have and deploy it to help the world. So that could look like helping someone with food, helping someone with housing, helping someone with clothing, helping someone with shelter, or helping someone with emotional issues or healthcare issues. Whatever it may be, whatever it is that your passion leads you to do, you can then deploy your wealth in that area. Your wealth can be your time. If you have an abundance of time, guess what? You're trading that resource, your time, which you can never get back, to help others. That is deploying your wealth. So I encourage you today to discover your purpose, discover what it is that you can do in whatever capacity, whether it's a limited budget or a large budget, and find out where you can give and do it cheerfully and do it with joy. When you deploy your wealth for the good of others, your life is truly fulfilled. Now let's look at justice. What does the Lord require of you? It says in Micah, but to do justice, act humbly, and do mercy to all. So, if you want to deploy your purpose and your superpower in the area of justice, there are so many organizations that actually are fighting every single day to resolve some injustice in the world. Whether it's the injustice of poverty or the injustice of education, of the educational system, or the injustice of the criminal justice system. Choose your system and choose your injustice. But whatever it is that you have a purpose, a desire to solve, a desire to use your purpose to resolve, you can accomplish that in whatever capacity that you can. Whether it's on a part-time basis, a full-time basis, a hybrid basis, you can actually help to make the world a better place by choosing to fight for the rights of those that cannot fight for themselves. And that can be in any capacity, as I mentioned, whether it's just volunteering, providing finances or resources, or both. So look and see if your purpose is aligned with that of deploying your wealth, deploying your time and your resources, or deploying your expertise in the area of injustice, solving the world's injustices, or in the area of solving for resources, a lack of resources that is needed throughout the world. And I'm going to conclude this podcast by reminding you that you do have the strength. If you choose to not just look in the mirror all the time and look at all of the things that are going wrong in your life, but choose to look out and recognize that you have the power to help solve so many of the world's problems. You have the power. If everybody in the world that had the power of wealth or of time or of resources, and they put their minds and resources and heart and time into solving those resources, there will be no further problems or injustice. We all can find a way to make a difference in the world. So I'm imploring you, I'm encouraging you to do just that. Figure out what's your superpower and go for it with strength and courage and determination. Thank you for logging in to this episode of the Victorious Podcast. This is Dr. Nelva Lee, signing off. Have a great week.